will get into the video in just a moment, but first, a 30-second announcement. What if the secret to living your best life is realizing that you're not fighting the world, you're fighting yourself? We're inviting you to get deep with our free 7-day self-love challenge, Compliments of Zen Ed Academy. Click the link to find out more and get started today. And now, on to the video. Self-love and the aftershocks of trauma. So let's talk about self-love and trauma and how it affects our ability to love ourselves. Now, when we're in a state of trauma, something big happens in our life that can create a lot of psychological injuries, a lot of psychological issues inside, like scars. We have internal scars because of some trauma that takes place. And when it comes to self-love, the aftershocks, the after effects of whatever that trauma was that created that scar in the first place can create little subconscious blocks to our ability to love ourselves, especially if those traumas are related to love in general. So love from parents, love from caretakers, love from family, love from friends. If at any point any of those becomes a trauma, whether you're aware of it or not, that trauma creates an issue with the ability for us to feel safe. To feel safe in the world, let alone safe to love ourselves, especially when the examples that we may have been shown weren't healthy. Because what happens is that unhealthy ability to show love in an unhealthy way, a traumatic way even, creates a way, an example for us that gets in our brain and starts pinging around and becomes a program that this is how we're supposed to love because this is how we were shown to love. As you go out into the world away from the trauma or the thing that caused the trauma in the first place, then you start to recognize, and it's safer for you to acknowledge that maybe that thing you thought was love or were shown love in a particular way that wasn't healthy. You have examples to look back and go, okay, maybe the way that I was doing it before wasn't healthy. Maybe I wasn't shown what love is supposed to look like. So we first lead by example. We lead by mimicking, right, out in the world, what we are shown. So if we are shown unhealthy ways of love, that's how we choose to love ourselves because it's how we are taught. So as you go out into the world and you start comparing your old experiences, what you were taught, with the rest of the world and other people's experiences, you start to recognize patterns there that show you sometimes what you were taught was not healthy. What can happen over time is your self-esteem and self-image gets damaged, but you don't know any different. So then you go out into the world, you know on a primal level that something is off, that this just isn't right. You just don't have anything to compare it to. Then you go out in the world, you have things to compare it to, and you start going, okay, now I can understand why that isn't right. I know the feeling inside, but now I've got validation. And what you can do from there is you can start to rebuild a new way of loving yourself. And the byproduct of that is you create a new program, a new pattern inside of your own mind to show up to the world loving other people in a healthier way from a healthier program that you get to establish. Not coming from your traumas and your old wounds, but coming from that genuine part inside that no matter how deep the trauma might have been, has always been there. So that part inside of you that really genuinely does know what it's supposed to feel like to have a healthy love, know what it's supposed to feel like to love yourself in a healthy way, never went anywhere. It just wasn't safe enough to come out into the world when there was trauma still, or before you've recovered from the trauma. After you recover from the trauma and you start building that self-esteem and that confidence inside of yourself, it's a lot easier to go out into the world and create a new healthy pattern of self-love. So just because traumas may have happened, unresolved emotions have happened throughout your life, doesn't mean that you have to be stuck there. You get to create a new program to love yourself in the way that you want to be loved, to show love to yourself and to show love to the world. You have control over that. Just a reminder to take a moment and smash on that subscribe button, and don't forget to sign up for our free 7-day self-love challenge. Compliments of Zenit Academy, where it has never been easier than right now to get comprehensive PhD-backed education to improve your life and level up your skills. Emotional processing, stronger intuition, self-trust, self-growth, all of that just for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.